You guys know what's great about not running a bricklink store and relying on getting inventory revolved and all that kind of thing. There's no deadlines, so I don't have to worry about pushing orders through and getting pieces cataloged and inventoried. What's not great is boxes like this sit around for half a year. This is an eBay haul from March, and I'm just now getting to it for my hauling from eBay series. This is number 8. Welcome back to Brick System Brothers, guys. I wanted to do the unboxing from the oldest package that I still have on the docket. So going all the way back to March and that round of orders that I placed, actually back in Michigan, and just now getting to that here on the channel. But it's going to be a good one. There's some good stuff in here. Yeah, it's been so long now since I placed this that I really only remember a few main points of this order, and that was the dyno Jeep was kind of the thing that was standing out, which is right here on top. So the lot pictures, I had this dyno Jeep, and I think this was $50, $60. I honestly don't remember. I didn't review a whole lot before I started recording, so I'll do my card, I'll do my count at the end, and we'll get all the breakdown. But yeah, just wanted to start unpacking this thing. So like I said, the dyno Jeep here, we will see. I think I'm going to keep the focus up closer here to the camera, and then just pull stuff up and examine it as I go through and unpack. Dyno, this was the dyno theme from mid-2000s, I believe, without doing a whole lot of just checking like brick set and stuff to get an idea for this. But dark red, this Jeep is massive. This was minifig driven, but it is not minifig scale. It is just absolutely huge. So that's one of the main things that's put together in here. Looks like a little Castle siege engine. Here we have a partially constructed Batmobile. So that's still in there. This is all mid-2000s still. So that would be an indicator. This is Lego. This goes with the dyno Jeep. It doesn't really look like Lego. I think someone was bashing those guys on Brickset the other day. There's another one. About the only thing they share with other pieces is the color. This is like a dark orange, and this is that old violet color, and I'm not even sure if it's that close. So, kind of creepy. Here we have a nice marbled light blue and white mountainside snow piece. I think there's a couple of those in here. Some of those. This is from Batman. This is Two Faces van. And here's a Knight's Kingdom 2 helmet stuck in the window. That nice medium blue color. Hopefully this is still in focus here. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of older. It's actually mostly complete. The van is. That goes to the Jeep. What is this? Don't recognize this. Looks like Castle. This would be like the Ram, battering ram or something. Plates. Kind of interesting how this is packaged in a bag. More Castle. Some nice big wheels. Here's another dyno. Look at that guy. Here's more Knight's Kingdom. This is our violet, medium violet color. Nice 1x2 bricks there. Old Star Wars. One of the first Star Wars battle packs. One of these old BART speeders here. That's a nice one. If I'm lucky, I'll have those minifigs floating around in here. Not sure. I've actually kind of been looking forward to unpacking this because there were not a lot of pictures in the description, and it had the weight, so I was just going by weight for this purchase. And price to weight ratio was good. it looked like it was pretty much all genuine Lego, so I just bit the bullet. Okay, Exoforce, possibly the door to the Hoth base construction here. Might be mistaken. Here's another door section. This is an older tire, I want to say. Alright, let's see if I can speed things up at all. That is a very dirty plate. Alright, so what the rest of this bag, a lot of loose. There's a couple more pieces in here worth grabbing out. If I can rip this down a little more and get it opened up. Once I get too far down, I'm not going to pull all the loose. Here's a minifig. First minifig is Batman. I need better light over here. There we go. Yep. That's a good sign. This has possibly not been picked through at all. That goes to the Hoth set. That looks like Star Wars old X-Wing. Robin. Batman. Knight's Kingdom. I want to find a few more big things to feature and then I'll move down. Exoforce robot. Right here. Kind of that copper color. Okay, I think there's enough of these. There were three more of these before. This might be the clone turbo tank wheels, which would be a nice score. Another Exoforce. This is the Dino Jeep hood sticker. That's not Lego. Ooh, Gringotts print on the 1x8. From the Hoth base, a stickered panel with kind of radar design on there. A couple things in here that are definitely older than the mid-2000s. But that 2002 to 2007 range seems to be making up a majority so far. Okay, let's call that good for this upper bag for now. I'm sure there's plenty more cool stuff in there, but look at the bottom half of the box. The manual 7475 is the set number for this Dino Jeep. And I think it did have all three of those dinos. Some Batman manuals in here. 7779 is a smaller set. And one of those clone battle packs, 7655. Those are separate and still in pretty good condition. Knight's Kingdom 2 battle card. This is the Starfighter Hyperdrive Booster Ring set. Obi-Wan Kenobi. One of the first Lego sets I bought on eBay back in the day. It was retired by the time I wanted to get it, so I was able to find it on eBay for, I think, retail price. Don't see the minifigs right off. This had Obi-Wan and Kit Fisto, but it looks like most of the set is here. This is the Starfighter canopy. All these white large shells are a part of the booster ring. Sticker on the wing flap there, a couple of them. That's a good sign. There's just kind of a random mix of bigger pieces. So a canopy, some plates, and one of those boards, dark orange boards. It's a little container. Again, random mix. Doesn't really look like it's from any one set. Somewhat sorted out by color with the dark gray and black, but not strictly. It's a cool little bin. I think this is what's going to be the clone turbo tank. Another one of those wheels in the top here. Without knowing a whole lot about the set, I'm going to venture a guess. And this is probably going to be the old clone turbo tank. Minifigs are not forthcoming. Don't see those there. Okay, so we had a couple of these bagged up sets, and then this kind of loose trash bag of stuff. I think most of the interesting stuff is going to be in there, so take a closer look at that. So this is the large bag dumped out into the bin. Yeah, just kind of gonna work through the surface level here and see if there's anything really worth noting, like minifigs. Knights Kingdom 2, I believe, so the Scorpion faction there. That's nice. Another Exoforce robot dude. And Chrome Silver Key. Kind of a small gem in this large mix. Here's the old style perching owl in white, a printed shield. Nice printed eagle shield, Knights Kingdom. So this looks like it's going to be a Knights Kingdom lot with a little bit of Batman and Star Wars thrown in, Dino thrown in, another Knights Kingdom tube. And guess what? A white hose for Market Street. This is like a $15 piece on Bricklink right now, so that's really cool. Wonder what set that would have come in here. Medium blue horse armor. More medium blue. It's a 1x6 brick. That's interesting. It's not super rare, but not super common. Here's a nice green horse helmet armor. Here's the body of Two-Face. So there's some decent minifigs. I'm not seeing where I have minifigs to complete every set that's represented here, but some minifigs is better than none. There's the Bear Knights Kingdom shield. So it's looking to me like a lot of the goodies associated with these themes are still here and present. Speckled black axe. Even if a few minifigs may be missing, for the most part, it's a good mix of that era of Lego. Old brown perching owl and a 2x8 waffle bottom plate. So there's definitely a couple outliers in here from an earlier era. We won't talk about Jack Stone, but he's present. A plain blue torso, not really worth noting. I think this is Exoforce again. Yeah, I'm seeing a couple flags. Just your standard 2x2 with the clip popping up. So there's a couple of those. And here's the dark red horse helmet. So I've got a nice little color collection of these going now, all from this lot. This will help out with Project CC, Cafe Corner. Here's another one. Rubber band loaded, another battering ram. Chrome gold key, sand green cone. This would be Catwoman's bike. No sign of Catwoman. Some of these old large Palisade doors. And a net. Okay, so decent mix of pieces here. Some of the older stuff that I like to get is here and present, so that's good. And a good next step for the comparison is to get that count and get averages going. But yeah, really happy with some of the older mid-2000s stuff. A couple of nice gems of minifigs representing here as well. Looks good so far. I did want to briefly look at the sets that I was able to identify pretty directly from the pieces in the lot. Some of them were even bagged up separately like we were looking at. So I have these in just their own little set list on Rebrickable, and they're mostly mid-2000s, so we'll work latest down to earliest. 2007, I found 2 sets, that Jedi Starfighter with booster ring 7661 and the limited edition Rebel base with those 2 exclusive mountain rock pieces is 7666. So some Star Wars sets there from 2007 with the Rebel base does have some more rare parts, but the Hyperdrive booster ring Starfighter, also a pretty cool set. 2006, I found 4 sets, mostly Batman and then 1 more Star Wars. So the Batmobile range in the 7781, 7779, and 7783, all pretty closely numbered together. The Batmobile and the Dragster seemed like they're mostly complete, just missing a few minifigs here and there. The Batcave is actually a really large set, but it was nowhere near complete. There were just a few exclusive pieces. In fact, the Batman minifigure I have is from this Batcave set. So I won't be piecing this together anytime soon, but there were enough pieces in the lot that wouldn't have come from any other set. So I am going to include it here in the list. And then the 4th one from 2006 is the Turbo Tank 7261. This came in 2 different versions. One of them had a light up Mace Windu. One of them did not. It actually doesn't matter which one I have because there were no minifigures from this set. Kind of disappointing because it does have some cool clone troopers, but I do have some of the exclusive parts. There's some nice green tiles, prints on the speeder bike, and of course those large wheel pieces are all pretty rare, and some of them are exclusive if I remember correctly. So the Turbo Tank, another large set. I think I do have most of the pieces to build just the tank. Again, none of the minifigs. 2005 has the Dino Jeep, which is what I actually saw first off, and was a good indicator about kind of the age of the sets and the parts in this lot, and kind of what I could expect to see. Mostly complete sets, maybe not with minifigs. So that was 7475. This theme, this theme's kind of interesting. It was sold different ways depending on what region it was sold in. So here in North America, this was actually sold as a Dino Attack theme, is what it was called, and it was much more focused on combat and actually fighting against the dinosaurs directly with weapons. In some other markets, this was called Dino 2010 and focused more on non-lethal trapping and control of the dinosaurs. Now, it's dinosaurs, so it doesn't, it's not directly correlated, but the undertones there are interesting. Definitely something worth exploring in a different video. That's all I'm going to say about it here. But I do have the Dino Attack version, which would have been sold here in North America and a few other markets, I think. The other 2 from 2005 are Knights Kingdom 2. So the King Siege Tower and the Battle Wagon both have some interesting pieces. That rare horse armor, the head helmet, horse helmet piece in green and dark red, going to be from this set right here. So a few of those pieces helped me track this one down. And then going back one more year to 2004, I had most of the Grand Tournament 8779 to the point where I could build this almost complete. Even the minifigs I do have go to this set. So I think I have 2 of 3 minifigs here, and then probably 95% of the pieces. Some of these being that medium blue and dark red are nice to have those. So the 2004 set here. So there's 10 sets in here. Probably 8 or 9 of them I would say are at least 90% complete without minifigs, and then the Batcave, just a couple of the exclusive pieces there, which is nice, but I'm it's not enough to say that is a complete set. When it comes to parts, there's a couple goodies. The Rebrickable inventory this time is actually not all of the pieces in the lot. I just wanted to put in some of the highlights and get some of the prices to look at. So that's how this is sorted right now, is most expensive to least. And like I've said before, Rebrickable prices are higher than you should expect to see these on the market. But I think it still gives a good idea of the ranking, so I still use it. Coming in at number 1, might surprise you, it is a bubble canopy piece. This was exclusive to the Batman, the Batcave set. Yeah. So Rebrickable says this is worth $60. It's probably more like 20, but thanks for the confidence boost there, Rebrickable. Number 2 is actually a printed slope from Star Wars. It was in the Bark Speeder, which I have the manual for, and the Turbo Tank. Number 3 is an interesting pearl gold rim from Batman. Number 4 is the one I'm probably most excited about from this lot, because I really need to get a few more of these and they're really expensive. It is the 8.5 long hose in white. I need them for Cafe Corner. Really thought I had all of my original ones, but I've only managed to find one so far. Now I have another one. That leaves 2 to go. It might still be somewhere in the collection. I haven't worked my way all the way through where it might be hiding yet, but one more of these for bulk lot prices. I will definitely take that any day. And then working on down, you can see engine brick. This has been in HuTap. Another rare color, actually exclusive color, is the 1x8 bar brick thing here in reddish brown. This was in Knights Kingdom 2. And then we get to some of the dino pieces, the marbled rock piece, and some of the other stuff that is somewhat exclusive and related to the sets that were in this lot. Color-wise, pretty good spread of colors. Some actually enough to look at the color chart here. I've been able to fill in a few gaps. Pieces that weren't released in 2x4, I've started adding to the color chart. So we'll be looking at that here in a second. Kind of the standard colors like white, quite a few pieces in those colors. Medium blue, definitely more than usual because of the Knights Kingdom sets in this lot. And then light bluish gray coming from Star Wars, dark red coming from Star Wars and Knights Kingdom 2, and then a mix of other ones. This blue violet color, even only putting in 368 of the 4,000 some pieces. Rebrickable says this is still $1,400 worth of Lego. Even if we cut that in half or in quarters, it's going to be $350 worth by the time you might expect to see that across different Bricklink listings, like I did in that really boring video with a lot of math in Excel. I'll just put a little card up here. If you want to go reference that, you can. Just be warned, it is it's not very exciting, I'll say that. Let's go look at the color chart and some of the pieces. We've got the fan going on a drying rack area. I don't think I've shown this before, but I did build a kind of a screen system for drying pieces now, so that it's up off the ground. We'll get good airflow up through the screen mesh. And this is a plastic screen material, so it's not going to rust or anything. But yeah, pieces are drying here. They're just about ready to get sorted and put away now that they're clean. And I have got the count as well. A total of 4,090 pieces out here on the drying mesh. Not quite all of them, because I have a few pulled aside to look at. And here's a few of the ones I've pulled out just to have a little more discussion. This is the marbled rock piece. If you're familiar with AFOL terminology, it is a BURP, big ugly rock piece, so the acronym there. Yeah, and this specific combination of white and I think this is like a light azure color is exclusive to the Hoth Rebel base. So both of those that go to that set, that's a nice piece to have. 5 minifigs worth of parts. Kind of this one just a mix of different pieces, but the Batman from the Batcave. Slight differences in the variation, but how you can tell on this one is the chest print is just a little bit different. Headless Two-Face Henchman. So this isn't actually the Two-Face torso. It is the henchman from that set. So that enough of that to make almost the minifig. And then these are two of the Night Kingdoms minifigs I was talking about, Lion and Scorpion. This one is complete. This one has been swapped in with a skeleton head, so missing the correct head for a couple minifigs, but not going to turn down nice minifig pieces when they come my way. Some other stuff to look at here. Some interesting weapons. So this was only in a couple Batman sets. The ones that is out now has a slightly longer barrel. I don't know why they changed the mold, but they did. So this is that short nose, I guess is what it's called. A couple of these swords from the Night Kingdoms line, black and metallic gold. This is the legendary white flex hose. It's probably $15 worth of Lego in my hand right now, which is nice to get here. And a couple of white skis. These will help out with Cafe Corner. I need 11 of these. Pretty sure I've got enough now. There's a few floating around in my inventory, but a little buffer isn't going to hurt. And like I mentioned, when I was first sorting through these pieces, I noticed a few that were definitely from an earlier era. So the 2x8 with that waffle bottom is what it's called. Slightly different mechanism for gripping studs. This goes back to the 60s and 70s. And then this was also attached to a few 2x2 wheel holders, would be from that same era. And then a few of the other 2x4 bricks have the thick wall and patent pending markings inside. So that's telltale sign. Those are from earlier. And the logo here on the 2x2 plate, also from that Samsonite era, I believe. And lastly, from the older pieces, a 2x3 police print. And we're going to bring in the color chart to close this one out. A couple different things I want to talk about with the color chart. First thing we'll do is compare colors for these three dinos. The purple dino I think is closely matched with the old violet color. It's not perfect, but it is a slightly different material. It's more of a flexible plastic. So even if they use the same additives, it's not going to be a perfect match because the ABS plastic in these bricks is different. The visual properties are going to be slightly different than whatever flexible material is used in the dyno. So the old violet color, close enough to say we'll go with that one. The black one, of course, is a pretty good match. Again, slight differences due to the flexible rubber nature of this dyno. And this one seems to be a good match with the dark orange brick, which I have now added as of the last update from here. Yeah, it's actually been filled in a little bit. Been able to find a few more colors to fit in. If you look closely, you'll notice some of these aren't actually 2x4s. For medium orange, I'm using some 1x4 bricks. For the coral, this is a pretty recent color, some 1x2s, and the same thing for the blue violet. This is kind of the hallmark of the Knight's Kingdom 2 color palette, as we can see on this lion shield. This is from the eBay bulk, and all the different databases I look in list this color as copper. They also list this color as copper, so both of these two pieces are from the same lot. Supposedly they are the same color, but getting up here, up close and personal, they're definitely different shades. They both have that kind of pearl finish is what it's called. So you could look at pearl silver or pearl gold, but it's a little too red to be a pearl gold, and it's a little too gold to be a copper color. So kind of filling in an in-between color here that is just for simplicity purposes probably defaulted to the copper in the database, but I think it's interesting that it is a slightly different color, and it's actually a really beautiful color. It's got this reddish tint to it. So this kind of reddish pearl gold is what I would call this color. Alright, a couple more things. We'll get in here to our metals. This is what I have changed the most. and this is where it starts to deviate from that standard 2x4 shape that I like on the rest of the board. It just gets into a little bit different stuff. But let's see which pieces are from this particular lot. Aside from the copper dome, I've also added the dark gray speckle, the black speckle, and the antique brass key, chrome color. It's not quite chrome gold, as you'll see with this comparison to the ingot, but it has that darker tint to it. The speckled black rock is a base black color, and it's been speckled with a silver kind of paint pattern. So that does give you an interesting result. It catches the light a little bit. The same principle applied here on a dark gray face mask with that same silver color. So two more colors. These are actually known as effects because it's done after the brick comes out of the mold process. So the pearl gold and pearl silver are colors strictly because it's an additive to the plastic, but the speckle colors and also the metallic and chrome are more of an effect because it is something that is done to the surface of the brick once it has been ejected from the mold. So this is not, the chrome and the metallic and the speckle does not exist all the way through the plastic of the piece, but the pearl effect does. So just a little more, probably more than you wanted to know about LEGO Colors today, but kind of relevant to the pieces in the lot, and it's also helping me fill this chart out. So the chart's almost full now. There's plenty more colors to add in, to say nothing of transparents. I haven't really done any of the transparent colors on here, but some of the older retired ones are not quite completed. But feeling pretty good about this now that I have some of the metal on here. That's something hasn't been seen before. And getting a big help to the color chart from this eBay haul. So here is the card. Almost forgot, but I did make one. And we'll just go through some of the numbers. This lot cost me $68.13 by the time we factor in tax and shipping. So a little bit pricey, just in terms of a single purchase, but definitely worth it here. We're looking at 99.5% usable, buildable Lego. In fact, there were only 2 broken pieces in the whole lot, and the rest of that 0.5% is coming from some of the non-Lego items sifted through. That value, right where I like to see it, 1.67 cents per piece. So some of this rare stuff, that pricey stuff we're looking at on Rebrickable, definitely getting undercut on the market there. And everything else, you look at used average of 5 cents a piece, still below that as well. So definitely got my money's worth. Set inventories, I am not going to attempt to tell you the level of completeness in each of the 10 sets I identified, but I will tell you some of the bagged ones look to be close to 100% complete, of course missing those minifigs. So that factors into the drawbacks. We're looking at just a handful of figs here, like 5 if you're generous. But to end it on a high note with the highlights, a lot of rare part colors, a bunch of them even exclusive to certain sets. Great bulk value here at almost 2 cents a piece. And I even got some of those instruction manuals mixed in pretty good condition for Star Wars, Exoforce, and Batman. Mid-2000s lot with a sprinkling of nostalgia from the Samsonite days. Just a couple of those older pieces though. Majority of this, some great additions to the collection. Just under 70 bucks for all this stuff. Just mentioned it earlier, but 4,090 pieces total in this lot, in this haul. And they're clean, so those are getting sorted in eventually. I'll just add it to the pile, but I am working my way through and getting stuff sorted out. That's what I wanted to cover today, guys. Getting a little long again. Looking at this scorecard style, I might be dropping that, but there's a few more videos I want to cover from my eBay purchases. Maybe we'll just look at the rummaging side where I go through and look at different pieces. So let me know down in the comments kind of how you have enjoyed this so far. If If it's a bit too much on the scorecard side, that's what I get out of this. I enjoy doing all the analytics and stuff, but I don't have to put it in the video. I could just talk about pieces that are coming in, and I will be counting everything, so I could usually get that price per piece number in. But looking at different sets and stuff, I could probably drop that for some of the remaining eBay videos. There's not too many more left to do, but getting to the end of my buying spree from March, especially with this one. It's been sitting a while, but it was a little treasure chest down in the corner. Thanks for watching today, guys. Lots more content on the way from Brick System Brothers. We'll see you next time.